Morning, everyone. It's about 8:40 this morning, and it's Wednesday, the 26th. And the big news today will be the Fed. 2 o'clock East Coast time for the rate announcement, and 2:30 for the press conference. However, our turnaround Tuesday seemed to work. Unfortunately, it didn't happen until after the close. Primarily, it didn't happen until the Microsoft conference call. Uh, if you listened to last night's video, you would have heard that after closing 288 and a half, down 788, Microsoft traded all the way down to 268.88, and then the conference call came. And by the end of the conference call, the stock was around 290 again, which was up from the close. And this morning, it's also much higher. Last is 303 and a half, up 15 or 5%. And that clearly being a 10% of the NASDAQ has really helped the futures. Texas Instruments, same basic situation. They beat. Stock was 173.96. Currently 182.06. Bank of America declared special stock awards for employees. The stock is up 92 cents at 45.47. That's up 2%. Boeing missed, and the stock was 197, but the guidance was not terrible, and the stock is 204.50, and that's up 30 cents. AT&T, a report from Bloomberg that the iPhone was the number one selling phone in China for the first time since 2015. And Apple is currently 163.14, up 336. Also a major weight in the NASDAQ and the Qs. Telephone beat, but gave poor guidance going forward. But, as Dennis always reminds me, if you're in a bear market, everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and just the opposite for a bull market. So even though they reported or projected next quarter's guidance to be negative, the stock is 26.93, up 45 or 1.7% on the fact that the overall market is higher. Okay, so the Dow looks to open up 365, NASDAQ up 307. And let's see what they say about the S&P. It will flip up in a second on CNBC in the crawl. There it is, up 65. So big makeup for yesterday's losses. Okay, the chart on the screen is the bonds. And this has got to be probably the most dangerous trade on the books for today. However, I'm going to move this out a little so you can see where we are. We have continued to make lower highs all along, but importantly, we touched the low here at 153 and 7/30 seconds, and last week we touched the low of 153 and 7/30 seconds. We then bounced up and closed on the high for the week, and we're down a little this week, and we're down a little bit today. Let's go back to the daily so I can show you what I'm looking at. If we hold this area, this 154 and 3/4 area, I would have to be long. The reason I say it's so dangerous is because today clearly is Fed Day, And not only do we have to worry about a rate decision, but we much more have to worry about the commentary. If we were to get any kind of dovish sign or less hawkish sign, I would say, we're probably going to rally to 158, 158 and a half. So that's a tough one, and not for the faint of heart, but it definitely is a trade. Uh, Oil 86.83, up another $1.23, and here's a nice one. We're long the UNG calls, and that gas is 415, and that's up 26 cents. That's a huge move in it. It's up 6.5, 6.75%. We are getting right into that same area that we broke down from after the magnificent rise here 2 weeks ago that we were also long. So we're probably going to sell half at the open this morning. I believe that they closed around 51 cents. They should just about double based on the delta for UNG, the ETF. So we'll see what happens there. As far as the rest of the markets, we have grains mixed, some up, some down. We have some of the softs up. We have cotton up, coffee up. Um, Lumber, which is down, the limit for the first 2 days in a row is not open yet, but I'm expecting a bounce there too. As I said, S&P futures up 67, Nasdaq up 320, Dow up 380. Uh, the dollar is slightly stronger, back above 96, but nowhere near the recent highs. That one looks like, you know, we've had these highs in the 96.90 area, little double top, 96.89 and a half. We had the pullback right to the 100-day moving average, and we've started higher. I still expect 96 and a half, 97 to be an area of great supply. Excuse me. And the Bitcoin up a little over 1,000, and Ethereum up 156. To give you an idea of how that looks, I mentioned in last night's video that I thought that this was pretty impressive. The short range day closing 2/3 up on the range. This morning we're higher than that. Still going to be a problem around 40,000 there. And the Ethereum, let's take a quick look at that. Ethereum up 6.5%, same basic chart. Closed the gap that it left on the downside, and we are well below. We should have a problem from 2,800 all the way to 3,000, and even after that, 3,400 is a lot of supply. Anyway, that's where we are. Be careful out there. If you're in the UNGs, sell half on the 100% up rule.